You have something to be proud of. The fact that you radiate your light and expose situations that other people are trying to hide, this is your passion. This is something you're proud of, that you're balanced and people love your balance. It helps move everything along. Like you're the gears in this engine. You have a lot of options. It might have been hard decision to choose whether or not you're willing to be sacrificed because of the light that you shine, because you are royal and you're seen as someone who is always left standing at the end of the fight. They're like, well, maybe it was her fault. And they try to dim your light. And to some extent, you possibly wanted to dim your own light, especially as a child. You may be someone who left home early, but you belong on that throne. Your thoughts are positive. It's helping to move the system along and you're being celebrated. Whether you're being hated or celebrated, you're definitely doing the world a service by carrying and lifting those burdens, whether they're yours or the world's, is being put on your back. People are rushing towards you. It feels like you're the one in authority. Like you have all the authority. And if this is the energy that you're resonating with, we're about to get into it. So stick around and keep in mind that all of my messages are general. If you like to book a personal reading, you can do so by sending your payment through PayPal. My prices are in the bio. 11:11 on the clock. And this is an 11:11 portal. Thank you so much for your business. And I definitely look forward to working with you. So let's get into this message. So you got this energy of you radiating light. Okay, so the light is being seen from afar. You've got the gift of sight. Okay. And mind you, this is 11:11 portal. Today is November 11th. You're soaring above your bloodline. You're exceeding expectations when it comes to this. Your projected worth, what people thought that you were capable of and what you were going to accomplish. You're just soaring way above that. Energy of the gift of sight. You're being shown some things, you're seeing some things that other people can't see, and also other people connected to this gift see what you're seeing. So you may have this moment of connected with other seers during this 11:11 portal. You're radiating so much light energy at this time. So let's get some more energy, pull some cards on this energy, this light that you're radiating. So yeah, the first thing I felt when hearing this, that you're radiating light, is that we've touched on this lighthouse energy, and it's got people drawing towards you. So it's not necessarily flocking towards you like moths to a flame, but it kind of is. The vibe is just that it's not just about an addiction, that people are addicted to your light, is that you're actually radiating some sort of source that is needed. It's like a life-saving energy, this light that you're radiating. And I'm seeing people flocking towards you like refugees at this time. So keep on shining bright, because you're helping a lot of people to find their light and find their purpose in life. You're definitely saving a lot of lives at this time. And with this gift of sight, is almost like a position in office, like you hold a high position of authority because of this ability. And whether it's years, millennia, it's generations and eons that you can see into the future. And the things that you see, whether you specifically tell people about it or not, just by living this life with this knowledge, people can see that perhaps they ought to change the error of their ways. Almost like you conserving water would show that maybe something's going to happen with the water, like the water's being contaminated in some way that's rendering it drinkless, is undrinkable. And so by you being a seer, whether or not you tell people to be careful about the water, just simply reserving water or cleaning water or that sort of thing, buying a bunch of filtering products at the market, people will notice. And basically you're leading by example. But you could be also someone who works as a prophet, and whether or not you're being paid for this or not is something that you do for a living, is your life. And you're soaring above your bloodline. The message is that people didn't expect you to go as far as you're going, and that your gift is very valuable. People already expected you to carry their weight. Possibly even in your family, you were expected to carry their weight. And with this ability to see, they expected you to look out for them, is the vibe I'm getting. But when it came time for you to look out for yourself, that was a problem. The message here is that you were carrying a lot of people's fears, insecurities, uncertainties. And it came off like almost like a mental illness, being concerned about everyone else's problems. But at the end of the day, the only problem that you had was having to carry other people's weight. And I feel like in this energy, you know exactly the right moment to drop that weight when it's right for your future, because ultimately you can see your own future in this energy. And you're definitely reaching higher heights than anyone expected, and you're going way beyond what was your projected worth, what people projected you to be. People that knew about your gift early on, they didn't want you to go far. um, but it's almost like they knew that you would be celebrated, they just didn't realize how much, because this is giving Messiah energy. Okay, so with this light radiating, it seemed like for a time you were being cast aside and you were being shunned off because of this light. It was almost like some people were saying it's too bright. Like you were exposing things that were happening in the dark that people didn't want to be seen. And yeah, that's the vibe. Like instead of fixing the issue, they chose to dim your light or attempt to dim your light. So that could have caused some issues in the past, in your childhood, possibly as a teenager. Some of y'all may have left home earlier because of this, because of people constantly trying to dim your light. And a light could be, well, I won't get too deeply into the light. With this 1111 portal is like you giving access or showing access or exposing areas of their life that they are not ready to have exposed, or that they are purposely trying to keep hidden. And they want to teach you shame. They want to teach you that this is not the right thing to do, rather than actually correcting their issues. Okay. So, but it did come off like they didn't, you might have be someone with a straight posture is what I'm getting. Just sitting, something as simple as sitting up straight, because it's more comfortable for you as a seer. And so people who are hunched over, again, I won't get too much into the 3D, how it's seen in the 3D, because these people are constantly trying to shut it down. They don't want to be exposed. But it's like it's very clear when someone's hunched over that they're hiding something. But it's like, no, I have scoliosis or cerebral palsy. But you're seen as someone who's insensitive to those 3D sicknesses. But the reality is Christ was walking around healing those type of problems. If you believe in Christ, then you're not someone who claims a disease. You're more so claiming healing, and you're probably not suffering from those issues in the first place. So you're probably the one that's walking around healing people. So you do have to pick a side. And once you pick a side, yeah, people are going to be casting stones at you. And that's the vibe I'm getting. Like it's showing up as different sicknesses. And because you're someone who is exposing it, like you don't have to be hunched over. You could just sit up straight. You could just take a deep breath. It's like, oh, you need to get out. Yeah, so some people may have been kicked out of their home. And even if it's not a parent's home, it could be just places of business. You could have got fired from a job because of this, because they say you talk too much, or you're disrespectful, you're insensitive, or even kicked out of homes that you were paying rent for. And they're like, well, she owes me, just paid you 3 weeks to a week and a half ago. So just flat out blatant lies. The seat that you're taking is one that only you can. And a lot of people cannot survive the criticism that comes your way. And a lot of people think you have it easy because you don't show that people are constantly throwing swords. But it's like you got your own sword and you're just chopping up, or whatever comes towards you, chopping rocks mid-air as they come towards you. So there's definitely this vibe that something is being used. This is your energy. If you're resonating, book a reading with me. Okay, but we're going to get deeper. Something is definitely being used. Like if they cause you to feel any type of shame, you did something with that shame. You alchemized that shame and ever. We see you sitting in this high priestess energy, and it just shows that you're capable of going even higher. Even when they try to shut you down, shut you off, you just constantly move forward. So let's get some more cards for this radiating, this light that you're radiating this during this 1111 portal. Is like something that happens constantly. It's only now that it's almost like it's being celebrated, or it's just reached its moment of pure full light. Whereas though before it was always like some little bit of speck of dirt or darkness that you had to work out or alchemize. Now it's just full light. So everything's being exposed. And also you're getting this glance of what's coming in the future. And it's almost like once the war is won, it's a moment of peace where you can actually breathe and feel your feet flat on the ground on this entire earth. And you just connect with the entire universe and you feel all of that power. It's almost like it's magnetic. The way you are synced up to the earth is so magnetic and powerful. And you just see like, this world really does belong to you. And it's because you claim it with this Queen of Pentacles. You know that you're a wealthy individual, and you know that wealth is seen beyond some nickels and dimes. Like nickels and dimes at this point are cowrie shells. Nickels and dimes are rocks. Like you're not carrying around rocks, this baggage that other people have invested value in. You give me $1, I'll give you 3/4 type of energy. We're exchanging real energy, real life, radiating light that heals. Would you rather be able to use your own 2 legs to walk to places, to get water, to hunt food, or would you rather be sick with multiple sclerosis and all types of sicknesses that have you bound to a chair? But at least you get Medicaid, at least you get medical insurance, at least you get a wheelchair, at least they're building ramps so you can get around. And again, this is the gift of sight. This is not being sensitive to everyone's sickness and illness. The fact of the matter is Christ was healing people. And if you believe in Christ, then you are healed. It's all sorts of people that could have fell to various diseases, mental illnesses, physical illnesses, but they're healed because they believe in Christ. Okay, so you're soaring way above your bloodline. And this is giving a vibe like somebody's definitely planning on crucifying this energy. Like I said, this type of light, they're constantly trying to shut down. They do not want to be exposed. They don't want their problems exposed. They don't want it to be shown that anybody can be healed because they love their problems. And also they feel like they're getting paid for their problems. And it's also is laziness. It's like, they choose to be lazy because they're getting attention for it. And at the end of the day, it's like, well, attention is wealth. Attention is power, is money, is influence. But, it's going to come to the light that some people are really just clinging to a thing and hoping that this is going to get them attention. When it's like, you could just let go, where you're going is way more than anybody expected you to go. It's almost like they already crucified you, died and rose right back up out the grave, and they're afraid. They're seriously scared because you've already shown that life is everlasting if you choose Christ, if you choose to walk with Christ. And also, they thought they got rid of you, but they don't know what kind of path Christ is taking because they're not following him. When Christ says move left, you move left. When he says move right, you move right. But the world is saying, oh, godly people just go straight. We can get there faster. Let's just catch a plane. And then it crashes. That's the vibe. Okay. What else is going on with this energy? This 1111 portal is so much happening right now. And it seems like because you stuck to it, you stuck to the regimen, you did what you were supposed to do. You followed your leader. This is something you can really sit back in and just soak it all up. It's almost like you're the only one that can benefit from this light and this warmth. And when I hear radiating, I'm thinking radiator because this light is warm. Actually, it's very hot. And most people in your energy would burn and sizzle and fry being too close to this type of heat. But it's like, this is the way it's supposed to be. We're not supposed to be relying on wheelchairs and ventilators and respirators and just like sick people in a bubble. We're supposed to be accepting God and moving in faith and without fear, because love and fear cannot exist in the same space. You have a gift of sight, and when my mom told me when I was younger, she told me that I have eyes that can see. And, my mom was always saying stuff like that where it would just leave me like frozen, just thinking about what was said to me. And, eyes are made to see. So I'm just thinking, like, are most blind, or am I so dumb that my compliment is that my eyes can look at things? I don't know. But anyway, that's just a little peek into my world. But some of y'all have been told that you have the gift of sight, that you have eyes that can see, that you're a seer. And it may have taken you your entire life to understand what that is. But it's basically like you're not afraid to look, you're not afraid. I'm hearing you're not afraid to look away. But the vibe is that you're not afraid to hold your gaze. But whether you're looking or looking away, your eyes are seeing what they see. Basically, like, you don't question the things before your eyes. You don't question your reality. Like, if you see something appear and disappear, you just witness that. It's not like, am I crazy? Oh, I'm crazy. That didn't happen. You see things. Some people are calling it hallucinations. Some people call it schizophrenia. Some people call it psychic. Some people call it psychosis. Whatever the case is, you didn't judge yourself for having this ability. And also, I feel like whoever's in this energy, you definitely got support. Like, when I was told that I have eyes that can see, it was told to me. It's not like I woke up one day and say, hey, I've got eyes that can see. I've got a nose that can smell. I've got a mouth that can speak words. But that's kind of how I see it. Like, your gifts were shared to you at an early age. So, you already had that guidance that this is something special, even if it seems extremely regular. It's special that you can watch someone walking down the street, knees buckling, not paying attention, while heading straight into traffic, and say that guy's going to get hit by a car. And that's basically what happens. You can watch a situation leading up to an event that it just makes sense that the next thing that happens is whatever is part of this pattern, but most people aren't paying attention. And you being able to stay in balance is the reason why you're soaring so high above your bloodline. And also, your bloodline is supporting you. You're the most special and the best, and they're all down on the dirt and, beneath you. They definitely lifted you up, and they gave you that space to be special. And it was in this energy, it's like, it's almost so heartfelt. And what I'm getting is the space that they gave you to just be who you are. It was coming from the heart. Like, you know when something is meant to shame you, but it feels like your family really saw you as a thing that should be on a stand. Like, they put you on a pedestal. Like, you're the light in this room. And whenever you started to flicker, it was like, what's wrong? You need to be perfectly okay. And to some extent, it may have felt like abuse. Is given that energy, like, you may have left a situation where people lifted you up because of your light into a situation where they dimmed your light because you felt like shining the light was the problem. Whoever that's resonating for, you have a lot of choices. With the Two of Swords and the Seven of Cups coming out, is like you have a choice to either accept this position of being the light, the radiating light, the lighthouse. It's 1111 portal. You have the option to show and expose who you are and what you stand for and what you see of the future, what is coming. Or you can hide in the dark. You can choose not to show anyone at all. And of course, that's an option you have. But it feels like the real option is to remain in this position of being a light, because it's like, without the light, you yourself will go sick. You yourself will go blind. You would lose your voice. It's like, it's who you are, and you have to be yourself. So this is what you're proud of, the fact that you stick with your passions and you have so much balance when it comes to all the choices that you have. Even if you were crucified in the past for being someone of a higher caliber, people saw you as being royal. You won so many wars in the past. It feels like you didn't even have time to really calculate all of your winnings, because so many people were against you. At the same time, so many people were lifting you up. And to some extent, it felt like they wanted you to carry their burdens. And maybe that's what some people felt like was just too overwhelming, exhausting, and overstimulated in this energy. Thanks so much to everyone who stuck around to the end. I love you guys.